April 1st, 2026. A cruise ship departs from Ushuaia, Argentina, the southernmost city in the world. On board, 150 people from 23 different countries, passengers, crew, all of them excited for a once-in-a-lifetime journey to Antarctica and the remote islands of the South Atlantic. For the first few days, everything is perfect. People are socializing, attending parties, watching glaciers drift by. None of them had any idea that this trip was about to become a nightmare.
5 days into the voyage, a 70-year-old Dutch passenger starts feeling unwell. Fever, headache, mild diarrhea. He visits the ship's doctor. Nothing too alarming. But within 24 hours, something changes. He can't breathe properly. His condition deteriorates so rapidly that on April 11th, he dies. On the ship, in the middle of the ocean. The cause of death? Nobody knew.
This is my sad duty to inform you that one of our passengers sadly passed away last night.
Passengers were unsettled, but life went on. People kept mingling, kept partying. What else could you do in the middle of the sea? On April 24th, the ship docks at St. Helena, a tiny island off the coast of Africa. The dead man's wife disembarks with his body. She travels to South Africa, and on April 25th, she's about to board a flight to Amsterdam, when she collapses right there at the airport. She is pulled off the flight, and on April 26th, she dies too. Back on the ship, more passengers are falling sick. A German woman becomes critically ill on April 28th. 4 days later, May 2nd, she's gone. One by one, silently, people were dying, and nobody could explain why. That same day, May 2nd, the World Health Organization is finally notified. Tests are rushed, and then the diagnosis comes back. Hantavirus.
Hantavirus.
Deadly hantavirus.
The hantavirus.
This is a virus with no vaccine, no cure, and a death rate that can reach 50%. And right now, it's spreading on a ship with no way out.
Here's the scariest part. Hantavirus isn't new. Scientists have known about it for 70 years, and we still have no treatment. Hantavirus isn't a single virus. It's an entire family of viruses, all carried by rodents. Different rodents carry different strains, and when it jumps to humans, it causes 2 devastating diseases. Disease 1, HFRS, hemorrhagic fever with renal syndrome, common in Asia and Europe. The kidneys shut down, internal bleeding begins. It's brutal. Disease 2, HPS, hantavirus pulmonary syndrome. This one is from the Americas. Fluid fills your lungs. You slowly suffocate. Mortality rate up to 50%. And the most disturbing part, despite being this deadly for decades, there is no FDA-approved vaccine, no proven antiviral treatment. If you get infected, doctors can only give you supportive care, oxygen, fluids, monitoring. Your immune system has to do the rest, alone.
The modern story of hantavirus begins in the Korean War, 1950. Over 3,000 American soldiers suddenly fell ill with a mysterious illness, high fever, vomiting, and then kidney failure. About 15% died. Doctors called it Korean hemorrhagic fever. Was it a disease? A chemical weapon? Nobody knew. It took 30 years to solve the mystery. In the 1980s, South Korean virologist Dr. Ho Wang Lee identified the culprit, a virus carried by field mice. He named it after the Hantan River flowing between North and South Korea. But the most dramatic chapter came in 1993 in the American Southwest. In just a few weeks, 10 young, healthy members of the Navajo tribe died from a mysterious illness. First came flu-like symptoms, then suddenly their lungs filled with fluid, and then death. The initial mortality rate, 75%. 3 out of every 4 infected people died. Scientists were stumped until the tribal elders stepped in. The Navajo had recorded this in their oral history for generations. They knew when heavy rains bring a bumper crop of piñon pine nuts, mice populations explode. And when mice overpopulate, this disease follows. Scientists investigated. They found the virus in the mice, and they traced the cause, El Niño, which had brought unusually heavy rains the year before, causing a rodent population explosion. Ancient indigenous knowledge had cracked the case that modern science couldn't. For decades, scientists believed hantavirus could only spread from rodents to humans. Human-to-human transmission? Impossible. Then, in 1996, southern Argentina, that assumption was shattered. A new strain called the Andes virus was discovered. And this strain could do something no other hantavirus could. It spread from person to person. To this day, Andes virus remains the only confirmed strain with documented human-to-human transmission. But, and this is important, it doesn't spread like COVID or flu through the air. It requires prolonged, close physical contact, sharing a bed, contact with bodily fluids. It typically spreads only between family members or caregivers. Scientists also documented something chilling: super spreaders. Certain infected individuals can pass the virus to far more people than average. But even then, the transmission window is just 1 day, only at the very start of illness. And this is exactly the strain that was on that cruise ship. How did it get there? A Dutch couple had gone on a bird-watching tour in Ushuaia in March 2026. They wandered into a landfill site full of rodents. They boarded the ship almost immediately after. The transmission window hadn't closed yet, and the virus found new hosts. That couple, the first 2 to die. As of May 10th, 10 confirmed cases, 3 deaths, multiple passengers medically evacuated, 4 currently hospitalized, 1 in an ICU in Johannesburg, 2 in the Netherlands, 1 in Switzerland. The ship was stranded near Cape Verde for days, denied entry by multiple countries. Finally, Spain allowed it to dock at the Canary Islands. On May 10th, it docked at Tenerife, and evacuation began. 2 Indian crew members are now in quarantine in the Netherlands, currently showing no symptoms. The WHO has assessed the overall global risk as low, for now.
Honestly, probably not, and here's why. The transmission window is just 1 day. Compare that to COVID's 14-day window. If an infected person isolates for 48 hours, the risk drops dramatically. It doesn't spread through air, only through close, prolonged contact. No confirmed human-to-human cases exist outside the Americas. But here's the wake-up call. The death rate can hit 50%. And hantavirus has a documented link to El Niño, and scientists are warning that a major El Niño event is expected this year. More rain, more pine nuts, more rodents, more risk. So how do you protect yourself? Seal your home, no gaps where rodents can enter. In warehouses, old rooms, storage areas, wear an N95 mask and gloves. If you see rodent droppings, treat the area with extreme caution. Basic hygiene: don't leave food exposed, dispose of garbage properly. Hantavirus is a silent threat. It doesn't make headlines until people start dying. But the truth is, it's been quietly infecting people around the world for decades. The difference now? You know about it. And without a vaccine or cure, awareness is your best weapon.